If you've been feeling mentally exhausted, emotionally drained, just overwhelmed, or like you're constantly carrying pressure, you're not alone. We have normalized stress so much in our culture that many people don't even realize how unhealthy their daily stress levels have become. We celebrate productivity and we celebrate pushing through and overworking, but very few people are asking, but what is stress actually costing us mentally, emotionally, physically, and professionally? And that question became deeply important to me. And that led me to develop my research, my wellness initiative called Strategy Over Stress. So today I want to talk about what stress is really doing to high performers, those that are working in high demand fields, those that are educators and leaders and teachers and professors and in clinical environments. All of these industries and corporations and CEOs and COOs, all these different people that work in high stress environment. Because stress is not just feeling busy. Stress impacts your sleep, your focus, your patience, your emotional regulation, your physical health, and even your relationships with other people in your life. And so many people are just functioning in survival mode every single day. They wake up tired, they go to work tired, they come home tired. And this is just a repeated cycle that's happening over and over again. And eventually, chronic stress starts showing up physically, like headaches and fatigue, anxiety, and gut issues, your digestive health, your cognitive function, your brain fog, and burnout. And so, my research, I specifically studied stress and wellness interventions. And what became very clear is that people do not just need to be motivated. You have to have and implement intentional wellness strategy, because burnout is not just solved with inspirational quotes. It's solved with systems and with boundaries and recovery and support and movement. All of these things matter and they impact your life daily. And so participants in my study, they engaged in a structured wellness practice that included aerobic, exercise, journaling, meditation, and prayer. And the findings were significant. The intervention group, these are the participants that actually participated in the 6-week study. They had measurable reductions in stress levels over this 6-week period. And that matters because it confirms something important. Wellness is not just something you do randomly, it's intentional. And you have to put it into practice. So when people are given tools to support their mental and emotional health, they can begin functioning differently. So your team that you're leading each and every day, they need functional, attainable, a structure, a strategy they can use so they can think clearly, so they can regulate their emotions better, so that they can feel healthier, so they can become more resilient. And this applies far beyond one type of profession. This is relevant to leaders, educators, entrepreneurs, healthcare workers, executives, ministry leaders, parents, professionals that are in high pressure environments. Stress doesn't discriminate. And unmanaged stress eventually begins to impact your performance. And so, one thing I also discovered through my work is that wellness must be approached from all angles. You cannot just separate the physical wellness and then the mental wellness and the spiritual wellness. You have to put all these people together because you are whole. Each person is a whole being. And so your entire wholeness needs to be sustainable. You need sustainable wellness to address the whole person. And that's why my initiative, Strategy Over Stress, is so important. It is a movement towards intentional well being. Many people have normalized operating in exhaustion, but they're functioning while burned out and not thriving. And I know specifically because that used to be me. Organizations are seeing the effects everywhere because there's disengagement, there's absenteeism, there's emotional exhaustion, there's low morale. The truth is, you cannot build the organization without healthy people. It has to be integrated into the workplace culture, into the leadership development, into the organization, the strategy of the organization. Experience many leaders feeling guilty for implementing boundaries and for slowing down. But recovery is necessary, and every high performer needs restoration. So, let me leave you with a few practical strategies that you can begin implementing immediately. Number one, you got to move your body with intention. You have to. If you're sitting down right now, stand up, march in place for just a few minutes, stretch your arms, move your body because movement impacts your emotional wellness. Number two, create space to process mentally and emotionally. That may look like just taking a break and sitting in a quiet place just to reflect, just to maybe even pray internally. Or it may be to seek out counseling and deeper support. Number three, pay attention to your stress signals. Your body tells you before your mind does what's happening with your body. You become irritable, you become exhausted, you have trouble sleeping, you're feeling emotionally numb. And you may even be having difficulty concentrating. Those are all signals. Number four, stop glorifying burnout. Busy does not mean healthy. Okay. Overworking is not always success. If this message resonated with you, I want you to remember this. You deserve wellness, not just productivity, not just survival, not just pressure, wellness. You deserve to be well, complete and totally well. And if your organization, leadership team, school, or company is looking for a speaker or wellness experience focused on evidence-based strategies for stress management and well-being, I would love to connect. You can visit drtashaB.com or send me an email at info@drtashaB.com. And if this video encouraged you at all, make sure you like, subscribe, and share with someone who may need this reminder today because we do not have to normalize burnout. We can choose strategy over stress. I'm Dr. Tasha B, and I'll see you next time.